What is up, guys? Eric here from Real Film Reviews, bringing you another movie review, this time for the new Kumail Nanjiani film, The Big Sick. The Big Sick stars Kumail Nanjiani, Zoe Kazan, Ray Romano, and Holly Hunter. It is the true story of how Kumail Nanjiani in real life met his wife. They met up, he was a stand-up comedian, they ended up kind of beginning to date, and then she fell into a coma. So this is sort of a dramatic and comedic retelling of their actual relationship and what actually went down when all of that happened. Now, I've actually been a big fan of Kumail Nanjiani even before he was on Silicon Valley, which is what most people will know him from. I listened to his stand-up back in the day, and I've always thought he was really funny, and since this was his first big debut on screen, I was really excited for it. Him and his in-real-life wife, who was played by Zoe Kazan in the film, wrote the script for this movie, and I honestly think that this script could land them an Oscar nomination next year. This is one of the most honest and real-feeling scripts I have ever seen on screen. It just is so endearing the whole time you are watching it. And this is coming from a guy who rarely enjoys romance movies or romantic comedies or anything really in that realm. And this movie is definitely a romantic comedy. That's the easiest way to describe it. And it does everything in it just so flawlessly in the storytelling. This movie is super funny. It's funnier than most of the straight-up comedies that I've gone to see in theaters so far this year. So if you're looking for something to laugh at, this is definitely it. And it also just has this amazing modern romance in it. And I think that that's the key thing, is that it's a modern romance. You can always make a great romance film. It's just something that is always existed in history. There have always been tales of lost lovers and things like that, but this movie really embodies like modern romance in them hanging out and watching movies, him being an Uber driver, the way they meet, the way they stay in contact with each other. The whole film is so fitting, and there are so many scenes that are so relatable for anyone that has been in a relationship in like nowadays times. And it also feels so real. You genuinely see these people sort of falling for each other, and it doesn't feel like a scripted, this is how it would all go down. It genuinely has some of those more awkward moments and some of those moments that make their bond become stronger that you get to see on screen. And they might not necessarily be big groundbreaking moments. Sometimes it's those small moments that do those things, and I think that this movie nailed that. You genuinely care about what's going to happen to these characters, especially when the story of Zoe Kazan's character falling into the coma. It's really worrisome, like you don't know what's going to happen as you're watching it. And then you get introduced to Ray Romano and Holly Hunter, who play her parents in the film. They both do a great job. Honestly, all of the actors in this film do a really phenomenal job. I would say Ray Romano was really funny. Holly Hunter really played as an extremely caring mother. Kumail Nanjiani was great. His whole family was really funny, and they really helped sell that side of the story. I have to give immense props to Kumail Nanjiani for this film, taking on writing and starring in this. He does a superb job at both, and I think that he has a very bright future ahead of him, because this movie really shows how much of a double threat he can be at the moment, and who knows, maybe down the road he could even start directing and become a triple threat in filmmaking. The only issues that I had with the film were, I think that because the movie was so funny, some of the more dramatic sequences didn't sell as much as they needed to, because you were sort of used to laughing so much, so it didn't really hit you as hard with the punch. It did kind of bring it back at the end, but there were just a couple moments that I felt were supposed to be more emotional than they were, just because the movie was so funny. And then the other thing was, I felt that there were certain aspects of the story that could have been trimmed down a little bit, and there was in particular one specific element of the film that I thought could have used a little bit more beefing up so that way you understood it more. But overall, this movie was just really great. I'm gonna give The Big Sick an A-. This is one of the rare occasions that I actually went to a romantic comedy and had a great time with it. And I think it's because this story feels so modern, it feels so relevant, and the fact that it's based on true story makes it even that much more heartfelt, of just a great romance of these two people that feels so real and so fleshed out throughout the whole film. Well guys, as always, I'm Eric. If you enjoyed this review, please do like, subscribe, comment down below what you thought of The Big Sick, share everything we do here on Real Film Reviews, and I hope to see you guys later.